I'm Shay Russell for mining.com.au, and join me today is Johan Lambrechts, the CEO of Antares Metals. Johan, it is fabulous to see you again. How are you?
Hello, Shay. Thank you very much. Good to see you, and thanks for having me again.
Now, I know you have just spent 10 days out in the field up at one of the Conglomerate Creek vein prospect, which is part of your Mount Isa project. Mate, this is terribly exciting, discovering copper out there. Can you talk me through some of the highlights of this one?
Yeah, did spend some time in the field. Not everything on that one prospect. Tried to see many different prospects, but yeah, it was a good trip in the field. I've got a great team of geologists, and we are methodically going through all the various prospects we've got, trying to build them up into to be able to rank them appropriately and move forward. And the Conglomerate Creek vein identification is a direct result of this. Trying to investigate the sort of the surface area around Conglomerate Creek, and then coming across this vein pretty close to. You might remember the Gossan that I fell over when I was in the field a few weeks ago. So this vein was not too far from that. I fell over the wrong rock, it seems. But yeah, excellent discovery there by the team.
So what's the follow-up here? How do you've done the field work. Now we get back to the desk geology. How do you plan to drive this forward?
Well, there's a bit more work to do, but the big ticket items will be to drill it, of course. We've got the Conglomerate Creek drilling planned for later in this year, and this vein will be tested along with Conglomerate Creek. It sort of fills a niche where it's considered, it'll be considered along with the intrusion-related targets, but also on its own. So we'll be drilling beneath it. The grade seems good visually from the photographs that we released, and so we'll be drilling underneath it to see continuity and depth and so on. But if that vein system is connected to the intrusion-related system beneath, that'll be a really big tick. So that's all part of what we'll be testing.
Now, obviously, this is just one part of what you're working on at the moment, but you've also been working on the Surprise project in this region. So what upcoming news flow can investors expect to hear from Antares Metals?
Well, those assay results from the second phase of drilling, they should be out pretty soon. They'll be hitting the inbox now, really. So we'll put those together and release them to the market. But we've also got geos in the field, as we've been discussing. So there will be more announcements on what they've done and what they've found, and some pretty pictures and so on. That'll be, in the short term at least, the news flow, but in the long term, Conglomerate Creek's drilling will be important to us, and also some uranium activity. Part of what I did in the field was to go out and to look at some prospects that haven't been looked at for many years. So there'll be a little bit on that also coming forward. But there's a bit of a wait on assay results these days, but we'll get them out to the market.
Yes, I hear the labs are quite busy. And finally, just to bring this interview home, you'll be attending the Noosa Mining Conference on the 23rd of July. I look forward to see you there. But what do you think is going to be one of the key messages you're going to try and convey to investors at this event?
Well, this is our first season in the field and with these projects. So we're trying to do the geology right, or do right by the geology. And then use that to base further exploration on and identify targets with some foundation to them. So that'll be part of the discussions with anybody that comes over to the booth. But I'm also presenting, which will give a high level overview of all of our main projects. But for the rest, please come over and ask any question, and I'll answer as best I can.
You can bet your bottom dollar I will be coming over with a camera. As you know, Mount Isa is one of my favorite regions to talk about. Listen, Johan, it was fabulous to see you again, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, thank you very much for having me, and have a wonderful day.